right, testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3. I think we're good to go. Happy to be back, everyone. Hope you guys all had a good week here. It was a blast in Austin. I'll be talking about that in a little bit here, but of course, a lot to talk about. Loki is back. He's all excited as soon as I started talking with you guys. Loki, come here, come here, come here. Up. Yep, there you go. Yeah. He's been having a messy day of it since I picked him up and let him run around a lot. The lawn care people came over and they put like the whole grass, all in the back corner of the yard. So Loki went to go jump in all the grass and stuff, so he has grass stains all over his face and his back. So I tried to clean him out, and I'm just hoping the grass stains go away. But Loki's doing well. I wish you guys... Loki, up. Come here, up. Up. Come here. Oh, there you go. Okay, there you go. Alright. But anyway, hope you guys are all having a good day. Happy to see you guys here. Loki got moved so I can move my seat. I don't want to run over your little feet or your little tail. There he is. He's hiding. He's looking for a treat. I think all he has is peanut butter flavored capsules. But I just gave him a pill in these, and I don't know if he's gonna like it or not. So we'll see. We'll see if he likes it. You want it? No, he flat out rejected it. He liked it initially when he knew there was no pill in it, but now I think he just assumes there's going to be a pill in every single one of these things. So I'll put it over here on the side, and we should be good. Oh, and one little knick-knack here. Oh, wait, maybe he's going to like it. Maybe he's going to... Come here. Want to try it? Got to be in the camera, though. Come here. Come here. There you go. You saw him teeny bit get the treat. There you go. Now you like him a little bit. Now they don't have actual pills in it. I forgot. So, over this week here, and I'll talk to you guys a little bit more, I was hanging out with some of the guys from Tron, so they gave me a bunch of swag, and one of these little swag things was this little porcelain thing. I don't exactly know what it is, but I thought it was freaking cute, so I was like, I'm going to use this, and I'm going to have this on my desk from now on. You guys won't be able to see it because you guys don't see my desk, but it will be on my desk from now on. Maybe when I make another studio in the future when I move, I'll have more knickknacks and stuff on top. Maybe even a Seattle Seahawks helmet, if they can just... become somewhat decent. I'd be happy with that. And hey, Multi-Stacker, Bullish Beaver, Villaret, happy to see you guys. Ruzbe, Steve, Muzami, thank you. Or Muzamil. There you go. All right, and hey, Knoxville. All right, so what we're going to talk about here as far as what I got on my list is Bitcoin's price action, all of that type of stuff. Looking at the rest of the cryptocurrency, not necessarily the charts. We're going to go and do off of, look at whatever you guys are interested in today, since it's my time to be back, Oh, I am back here, excuse me. And then after that, I have to look at some news on President Biden. He did veto that bill that we've been talking about. The market obviously did not like that all too much. And then we're just going to be looking to see where the market's moving right now. Are we in a good sector, a bad sector? What's AI doing right now? Is it going up? Is it going down? I don't know, meme coins going up or going down? And that should be fun. And as I open up a can, as I already have another can opened up, I'm a fucking idiot here. As I make more and more of these daily videos, and I will have one coming out midnight here, as you guys can see, right? Boom, look at that, see? As I start making more and more of these videos, they're going to have different themes to them, and I'm still working out the themes of how I want them structured. They're usually going to be technical analysis, news, and then something interesting. That something interesting, as of late, will most likely be more volatile tokens, and so I'm thinking right now, because the tokens really popping off over the last few weeks have been meme tokens. Before that, it was AI tokens. I'm going to catch on to whatever trend works out. That way, you guys will have something interesting to look at, and the algorithm should hopefully catch on to that trend and get me more viewers. So I'm hoping all of that stuff works out here pretty well. All right, so let's get started here with Bitcoin. Ultimately, since I left, there really hasn't been much of a change, to be honest. We've continued to go sideways here, and that's perfectly fine. Just as a little bit of a reminder here, that level of resistance that we're still trying to break above, and as far as close above the weekly chart, possibly even the monthly chart, is still around 72,359. 72,359. This is that old Fibonacci level from back over here in 2018 to the highs of 2021 to the FTX lows of 2022. And then so far, it's been working pretty well. Every time we close over it, things start to move. We've been close a few times, as you guys might imagine, but we still aren't there. What I've been looking at here still MACD is not green just yet. The RSI is not green just yet. And the stochastic is actually green right now, which actually is kind of a nice signal here. That's kind of nice. And if you got 1 out of 3, that's okay. 2 out of 3, great. 3 out of 3, wow, we're really game on here. And of course, if you guys care about the smart money concept stuff, which I do, we're still green. We're not red. We're not breaking back down below 56,621. That might trigger something of a bearish change of character, which would be much more of a mood killer here. Which I don't exactly understand what would happen there, but I don't think it'd be the end of the bull market. I think it'd be like a rough time for us. I compare it to a lot what we see with Benjamin into the cryptoverse and whatnot. He has a lot of good data. Like if you guys haven't watched the channel, he has a lot of good data. However, there are times where his data fails. And I think that's the same type of situation we might have here if we were ever to go to a bearish change of character, just because the overall bullishness of the market, you know what I mean? So we'll see how that works out. Now, we already know everything's still bullish on the long term here. The weekly term, last few weeks, it's again been more sideways. We all know that at least altcoins have been able to come up a little bit here, but we still are waiting for that larger move. And I think for us, that really just means not falling back down below that 20-week moving average here. Now, it's not the end of the world if we break down below, as you can see here and here, but typically it does try to be a level of support and resistance when it can be. But like I said, we have, we have played around with it a little bit, like over here, over here, over here. We've played around plenty with it. And so I'm just hoping we can stay above it, because that volatility around that area is usually not the funnest, because we're breaking down it, maybe having a reversal afterwards, usually breaking below it and then popping back up. As you can actually see, yeah, breaking down it, popping back up, breaking down it, popping back up. These are usually scary moves for everybody, because Bitcoin's going down maybe 5-6%, but altcoins are going down like 20%. And that's where the fear really lies in here. All right, so right now we're just still waiting for a consolidation, waiting to break out here. Hopefully that breakout would happen sometime over the next couple weeks. I just want to show you guys this very fast. I didn't spill any of that right. All this new AI stuff is throwing me off here. Oh. Will be released June 12th, 2024 at 8:30 a.m. So that's June. We're in June now. Yes, we are May, June. Yeah. So it comes out in a couple weeks. And that'll be the catalyst that can hopefully bring us back up here. If we don't have that good CPI data, just so you guys know, getting started off with June here. Yeah, we'll most likely come back down below like 60,000 bucks, maybe the high 50s or something like that. But that's only if it's really bad news. Last CPI was good. Not great, but good. If this one continues on to that just okay, good pattern, I think Bitcoin still finds a way to go up. I don't think we have to be below expectations this time around. So, going forward over here to the daily chart, a little bit of similarities. Have that golden cross, not much has happened there. The MACDs and all that type of stuff have turned bearish, unfortunately, over the past few days, and you've seen Bitcoin come down a little bit. Now, we have had some volatility, and that goes over to some of the news we're going to be talking about. But ultimately, today it looks like we may break down below the 20-day moving average. It's not the end of the world. Sometimes you can kind of reverse around it, but you normally see there's going to be a lot of volatility. So I'd be actually very careful about what you guys are buying right now, or at least if you guys are trading anything, just have an extra Bitcoin chart on there just to make sure what's going on, because usually on these days, I'm actually kind of worried about Bitcoin probably falling down like 1,000, 2,000 bucks, even though we could easily, you guys have seen, make that back up in a matter of a few days. That still drop can mess with you if you have a large leverage long position open. And that's kind of what I'm talking about today here. All right, 4-hour chart, just so you guys know, we've already had that death cross here, then a golden cross, another death cross here. It's been getting choppy here, unfortunately for us, but ultimately we have lower highs here, have a nice level of support, and we're trying to hold that level. Even if you back up here a little bit more to the last few weeks, you can almost put a line right here and you can say, hey, this old level of resistance that we used to have, now it's a level of support. We're trying to hold that support level. If we break down below it today, then we're starting to head back down here towards 65,000. Not the end of the world, but enough to cause people to freak out a little bit, all right? And then last thing here, just on the 1-hour chart, it still seems to be working out okay for some of you guys like to do your longs and whatnot. So you can see, buy over here, everything was green. And oh, we didn't have the change of character here, so you might have to wait a little bit there. Change of character, everything was green, green, green. It still seems to be working out if you guys want to be day trading here. Day trading, close right there, you're still good. Buy, you're still good. It went up to a level of resistance. Just don't be greedy, take the money it gives you, and most of the time you'd be lucky. There are times like this, well, let's see. character like this where it doesn't work out. So just be aware of that, to be honest, But the majority of the time, the 1 hour chart has still been a very good thing to be using so far. We'll see if it actually remains to be so. Even on the shorting side here, you could even see this last one right here, sell off right for a few minutes, hit some levels of almost support, kind of bounced back up, didn't it? I wonder if there was some, there was economic data Friday. Never mind. Yeah, be careful about trading that early in the morning. But overall, it's still been working out pretty fine. Now, before we start going over to a whole bunch of other stuff and talking about a whole bunch of tokens, just know that we're going to be focusing on a lot of other stuff besides Bitcoin today, just on the, as I talk about it. I was looking at this a little bit earlier when I was, after taking Loki out to his bathroom. Bitcoin's been abysmal the last few hours. And I mean, just look at that. Nothing about that looks healthy. Nothing about that looks fun or interesting. People are just like cooling off for a little bit, maybe because it's Saturday. I mean, who knows what it is? I don't know. People seem to be really just taking a breather for a little bit. Even on the Coinbase chart, everybody's taking a breather. We're going to have to look at something that's actually moving, because right now Bitcoin just looks like nothing's going on with it. Absolutely nothing is going on with Bitcoin right now, which also makes me a little bit more worried about that potential drop down below that 20-day moving average here, which is why I'm telling you guys, just be a little bit more mindful of what's happening, because as we kind of get squeezed here, there is going to be a pretty large move after all this figures itself out, okay? Now, moving over to what actually is having a good day here. I talked about this a little bit earlier in the day, but I think some of the numbers have changed just a little bit. Top movers of the day right now are Notcoin, Ondo, Ethereum Name Service, and a few other ones, but they're doing okay. Worst ones, Bonk, Lido DAO, AR, Pepe. It's not really bad. They're like down 3%, and they've had really good 30-day periods of time. They're just cooling off a little bit. That's as far as I'm concerned here. And then finally here, before we talk about this, as far as sectors, I'm going to start using this, guys, because I just like to see where the money is actually flowing from a day-to-day basis. It seems education is where some money is moving at this point in time. Overall, I would still just be looking for some of those larger market caps to trade, even if it's Bitcoin. It's just that Bitcoin isn't doing anything right now, so it really might be, if you're not used to playing with random tokens that you can just find online, it might be better just to sit on your hands today until we start to see some moves here. Because even if I go over to education, you'll see there's some good moves over here. GTC, Token, EDU, they're making some moves. IBS tokens making some moves, but once you get down here, these market caps are so low, you're not even trading them. You're probably just trading GTC at 112 million, 140 million for token, and then 262 million for EDU. That's probably the only tokens you're even going to be able to trade unless you guys like to swap or do something else like that. All right. And finally here, U.S. President Joe Biden, or President... Oh, ads. Okay, ads. Biden vetoes resolution overturning the SEC guidance. So we had been looking at this for quite a bit of time here, guys. Unfortunately, he did veto it. He did say he was going to veto it, but as I was learning at Consensus, which, the event in Texas, there was a huge theme of, oh my God, maybe Joe Biden realizes that everybody that around crypto is going to vote based off of his policy, and he's opening his arms to say, hey, I may not be as open as Trump, but I can be acceptable. And that's the kind of feeling that people were talking about. This is like the drunk talk that you have, when you're at the club or you're at the bar, open drinks, so you're drinking a good amount. And so people were really thinking like, oh yeah, they just opened up, things should get a little bit better. After this, oh man, it felt like a massive flip-flop going back and forth here. So what I think his plan is right now, as far as Joe Biden, because you guys know he's vetoed this. Instead of what I think he's going to do going forward is I think he's going to veto this one, but then again try to appear more neutral by allowing the Ethereum ETFs, which he's doing by commanding Gary Gensler to stop being an asshole, and then there was the other FTC bill going through Congress. It's in the House right now, or excuse me, it passed the House. It's currently waiting in the Senate to be changed up and voted on. If that one gets passed, I think he'll be forced to approve that one or sign it into law. But it seems like SAB 121 is officially dead for now. And it's definitely giving vibes of we don't know what to believe. And if we don't know what to believe, we don't like you. You know what I mean? I even saw, Wendy was posting some tweets cussing out Biden I wasn't happy with Biden. I mean, if you're in crypto community, you want to see a lot of this crypto law get passed, even if some of it is controversial, like this one is. I like to see Democrats or Republicans come together, pass some laws on cryptocurrency, blockchain technology, etc. That way, everybody can play by the same rules, and they're not going to have an arbitrary presence of the SEC coming in to make stuff up. And now the SEC, as you guys know, has already had to start paying back people that they've sued because they did such a bad job that the judge is like, oh yeah, this is a waste of time. You made up your own law. You can't do that. That's Congress's job. Hence why Congress is trying to make laws. So a lot to go off of there. It's not going to be what I'm talking about here too much today, just because you guys know it can be very, 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 very boring. But I will say it's definitely been a challenge to figure out what the White House is going to do here. And, while Trump, may be embracing crypto just as an election thing, RFK is much more decentralized, like get the government out of it. And, and Biden's like, F crypto all the way. Well, we'll have to see how everything kind of moves there. It'll be interesting for sure. What was I here? And hey, Wilder, happy to see my man in college and crypto. Happy to see you as well. Edward, Slane, Wilder, and Steve, thank you for being members as always. Did you get to meet with other YouTubers in Texas? There was Zach, Austin, and Oscar there too. And hey, Jake. Oh, nice smoke. Okay, so I hung out with a lot of people, but I don't know their names. I was invited into a lot of groups, and I met a lot of cool people. I wanted to meet. I wanted to hang with Tom Crown, but Tom showed up the day after I left. So Tom's there right now. I know Wendy's there right now. I know the guys from Altcoin Daily, I think, are still there. Are they? Or they leave? They have the karate event. I met some people at the karate event, which is pretty fun. I know BitBoy would try to go to Consensus, and I guess he got banned from it. I saw one of his tweets about it. But I thought I might see him at the karate event. I don't know what he did to the people at the thing, or maybe it was something else. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, there were a lot of people there. Basically, what I was able to do is hang out with, like, there was some Ukrainian influencer. I got to figure out who their names are. I got a lot of telegrams. A lot of telegrams and a lot of Twitters. Nobody on Twitter uses their freaking name. So, rarely. So, I'm kind of like having to go in and like just see who these people are. And I'll figure it out. To be honest, I was kind of drunk for most of the time. When I hang out with people at Influence and whatnot, it was all at night. But I'll let you know, because yes, but I don't know who they're not in like my immediate group. Remember, I'm a weird trader guy. I'm just now getting into the what would you call it? The celebrity part of this type of job, which is just being in the places. Not necessarily being the hyper guy, but just being in the places. Like, for example, I bet if I go through here and I look at some of the stuff going on from Consensus, yeah, like there's still things happening. This was a couple days ago now. But I know what's here. I know. So Tron down. Okay. So they had a really, like, this guy, Hunter. What was his name? Mark. See, I'm horrible with names. I think his name is Mark. Okay, I'm horrible at it. But they invited me to a really, really awesome party. I took pictures with this guy. I think I posted him on Twitter, actually. Hold on. There's some videos from Consensus. Give me a second. Yeah. So, I meet people. I have a good time. My poor freaking memory does not allow me to remember everybody's name, but I will. Really chill guy. Really chill guy. Tron people were freaking amazing. Hence, I got some awesome swag and stuff. I even got a backpack from him. But they what they did was they took me to a party at the Four Seasons. And this was definitely on the more classier side, and I met some influencers for sure. But I might, let me see. There's a really good videographer they have. Is that guy's Hunter? Like, okay, yeah, here. I was chilling with that guy. I think I posted this video on this picture with him on YouTube. Cool guy. Oh, well. There I am. See, right there. There I am, chilling. See, what do you call it? I got there early, did all the stuff I needed to do. But yeah, so it was a fun time. It was a really, really fun time. Had a big party, lots of food, lots of stuff, nightlife, whale stuff. It was a vibe. It was a vibe, and really expensive hors d'oeuvres. And so I hung out with them the first night, hung out with other people the second night. Yeah, just a chill time for sure. I think what I'm gonna probably be doing more influencer stuff might be during Bitcoin Nashville, I guess. I don't know. I was doing a lot more business there. Like, I'm gonna partner up with CoinW Exchange because they have no KYC. Yay. And then who else? I got notes on it, but yeah, it was a good time. It was a good time overall. And I do get a plaque for 100K subs, and it is going to happen sometime, I think, this month or next month. So it's going to be happening soon. Excuse me, guys. I'm burping up because I'm drinking my sparkling water here. And hey, thanks, Gary. Happy to see my man. Jasmine got good news there and directly partnered with Apple. It's similar news that came out when Panasonic partnered with Jasmine. Oh, that's good news too. Yeah, I saw a few tokens were popping off here. I even saw, what was it called? I even saw Turbo came back a little bit after that really bad dump here. But I'm still rooting on a few of these meme tokens right now. And I told you guys I have a few of them. And I mean, I'll make videos about them, of course. I'm going to start making some dedicated meme coin content. And by that, I don't mean buy this meme coin, buy that meme coin. As I was talking to people at the conference, some of the influencers saying, hey, there's a niche out there for people that just want to hear any news about this. So instead of just making it part of the stream, make a 5-minute video or a 3-minute video just talking about Dogecoin primarily, or Shiba Inu primarily, Pepe primarily. And so I think I'm going to do that. Now, it won't be at the desk. It won't be all flattery and stuff like that. It'll literally just be like, I see some news, I get a ping on my phone. I'm like, hey, I'm I'm in my car, or I'm at the barber with Loki, like I'm going to be doing tomorrow. And I just tell you guys about the news. And so I'm going to try to do that stuff. And then one person said, if I wanted to, and this is still kind of an iffy thing for me, he says there's a big market for the really tiny tokens out there. And I remember last year we talked about it a little bit, but I did one coin as a gamble and I lost it all. So I didn't have the best experience, I guess you would say. But I've heard people say they've had good experiences in the past, but they treat it more as gambling. And I guess the gambling is the big part. So maybe in the future I'll find tokens worth gambling on where you swap 20 bucks into it and then you see what happens. Or you swap 5. My thing is, like, please let the gas fees be very, very cheap. That way I don't have to worry about it, if that makes sense. So it's those types of things. So I've learned a lot about how I can change up my channel, do my stuff. I have my fitting for my suit, I believe, on Tuesday. I'll get my suit coming up here pretty soon, a couple weeks after the fitting. That way I'll be dressed up in a suit every day for you guys, doing more content, more videos. So I'm about to be doing a YouTube blitz here, and it's taken me a long time to get to this place, but I'm here, and it's going to be a lot more traveling. I think I'm also going to be going to more crypto events outside of the US, so I think I'm going to be heading to Singapore this year as well, which will be fun, but freaking long flight. Long flight. All right, so before we just start talking and chilling, let me just find a token to look at. Maybe Turbo's here is doing okay. No, see, Turbo had that pop from yesterday, but it died back down a little bit. Anything actually moving? Oh, here we go. GTC is still moving. There we go. Look at that beauty right there. While we talk and I answer you guys' questions, we can look at that one. How do I feel about the bull market support band indicator? I think it's reasonable to use, but I think when it eventually breaks down, breaks down below it, I don't always trust that breakdown or that breakout. I really have to figure out like external circumstances along with it, back in who's messaging? Back in 2020, my phone pinged, but there's no message. I don't even know what that means. Anyway, back to your question. Okay. I heard a lot of people talking about it way back over in 2022 when the market was going more bearish and whatnot. And there was this false breakout that happened. And I was very adamant that I did not think that was a good thing to try to go off of. Just because it was back when I was looking at the the weekly death cross is there on the 50 and the 20 weekly moving averages. So if I squeeze this out here, let me put on the moving averages. And let's get off the smart money concepts. Let's get off of the Fibonacci's. There you go. Let's go over to the weekly charts. Okay. So the bull market support indicator broke out right here, kind of in the same area of the 20 weekly moving average. I know he uses different ones, but it broke out above it. All right. And I was like, there's no way in hell we come back up here because that death cross, right? And that death cross always wins out. There are times when the trend changes for the first time and whatnot, but you know, with not just one rally, but 2 rallies, 3 rallies, that sounds crazy. And there's no more free stimulus from the government during this time as well. So, you know, so I don't necessarily trust it all the time. Preferably, what I like to use for like your lows of the market and your highs of the market, your typical stuff, is I like to use that 150. You know, when we're down below that, I typically will buy. Well, this is the 100, excuse me, not the 150. I'm okay buying below this. The 150 is if you want to be a little bit more specific. I think it's up to you guys. I like to just start buying just so I can start buying, you know. And then you can see buy there, you're pretty happy. Buy over here, you're ultimately pretty happy. And of course, when you break back above it, it's still, you know, it's still relatively a good opportunity to hold on after it breaks above that. But I think you have more interactions, of course, with the bull market support band, which is why I think more people use it, and that rightfully so. But I personally just don't prefer to use it all too much. It's telling you a trend, you know, and that trend is kind of easy to understand once you just kind of see what's going on there. But as far as an actual technical thing, as far as like using it for support and resistance, I haven't liked the results thus far. I prefer using my own tools, which are a little bit more basic, right? But it's a nice way just to kind of understand what's going on. There we go. Now I really want to see if GTC can keep this rally going because nothing else is really moving. Everything is unch right now. GameStop moved up a little bit today. Turbo's up a little bit. MOG is up a little bit. I'm hoping MOG can make a move here really well. I thought it was Sony, not Panasonic. Oh. IBS token? What's IBS token? Don't sleep on MOG coin. I've been hearing good things about it. I went to a meme coin party Thursday night, I believe, and it was really fun. Open bar as always. Got to hang out with some people. Smoked a lot of cigars. You know, it was a good time. I'm happy some people like to smoke cigars. And hey, bro, good evening. And hey, Ken, what do you call it? Do it? Yeah, I'll probably have a good time for sure doing all that type of stuff. So thoughts on Caspa? I don't even know if Caspa's doing anything right now. Let me see. Caspa. Is it doing anything? Nope. let's zoom out a little bit though. Then I can give you much more informed. Yeah. So right now, Caspa is definitely at this larger level of resistance. So, you know, it's definitely the time to hold whatever positions you bought before, but definitely a little bit of a scarier time to buy, I would say, unless you're trying to do something more of a day trade here, because that ultimate trend is still at the resistance. You're most likely hoping it comes back down here, maybe towards, oh, this is all going to be within like a penny, isn't it? 0.0131-ish level at the really low end of 13. Oh, the 4-hour chart must be more bearish though. Yeah, you can see all that MACDs and whatnot. Let's see. Yeah, this hasn't really been moving all too much, has it? Yeah, low end of 13 right here. Up here at the high point, it's at 14.3. Yeah, I wouldn't be trading. I wouldn't be doing anything with this right now unless holding the position I already have. Because all this is, since it doesn't really have much of a mind of its own at this point, because it's in the middle of the zone, it's just consolidating, kind of like Bitcoin. It's just going to wait for Bitcoin itself to make that move. That's why we're not even paying attention to Bitcoin all too much, like as far as like when we're talking. It's because it keeps on going through this little sideways action. And it's been this way, what, since about, let's just say it started over here, 7:45 Friday, so yesterday, about almost like 24 hours. Nothing really going on. A little spike there, a little move down. Caspa is going to pretty much follow whatever Bitcoin tells it to do, and Bitcoin's not giving any signals right now that it actually wants to go up or down. I would say at this point, it's just trying to hold support. So if you believe that the support's going to hold, you can try to buy and play it up to that 14-cent level. But even so, that's going to be kind of iffy. And where's that GTC up here very fast? Yeah, GTC is actually dying down a little bit on the 5. Ah, there we go. And hey, D3W, wish you got a Moo. I don't even know what Moo is. 10K RLP. Oh, sorry, Loki. Let's see. Am I still in Texas? No, I just got back from Texas this morning. Just morning. I was at the airport all night. Like early this morning. I got back like 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. Came back, fell asleep, and I was good to go. It was a good day. I'm like, I wish I would have taken more pictures and stuff like that. But basically, let's see. I'll try to post more photos. Yeah, I don't take many photos at all. No. It was like more of like not me, but of other stuff. But look at my Twitter and stuff. There's some photos there. I think even on YouTube I posted some stuff. Most of it I think I posted on the same pages. So if I go over here to my YouTube channel, get my drink in my hand, go over here to community. Yeah, there's the picture of that guy. There's that Ukrainian guy, and then that was all I posted. So I'll post some more stuff about the trip and what I kind of saw about it, because it was definitely a fun time. But I was surprised how many bureaucrats were there and how many politicians were there. There were Democrats and Republicans and pro Bitcoin and crypto politicians, and I wouldn't say anti-crypto politicians or Web3 politicians. Pro heavy regulation of everything blockchain. So it was kind of a weird vibe. And I felt bad because nobody went to those events that were people like anti-crypto. Of course, like why would you have an anti-crypto voice there? I would, if you're gonna do that, you should have them on a panel so people can watch the debate and not just have one person just like trashing cryptocurrency for the whole time. You know what I mean? Sony's part with Jasmine as well. So, oh, okay. So that's good. That's good. We got both of them working on there. And hey, T-Dilled Holdy. Oh yeah. I mean, right now with most stuff, just to be frank with you guys, I mean, like, let me pull up the Fairdesk data. You know, not much overall has changed. Oh, hold on, I gotta log in. I haven't been on my computer. My computer's been off. You know how rare it is for me to actually turn off my computer? I only do it like when my computer needs to update. Oh, log in. Oh, I need to go through. Yes, I do. Sorry about this. I gotta make sure my security is tight. There we go. After all the moves we've seen, my portfolio is only up like $5. You know, so we're not in negative $1,000 territory anymore. I should probably preface that. However, we're not in like parabolic gains yet, where we're going to be selling this portfolio for like $5,000, $10,000 worth of profit. We're still in kind of that waiting zone, and that really all goes back to, hey, is Bitcoin and a lot of these other assets going to have that breakout? Bitcoin has the easy breakout that we've been looking at. Nice, easy Fibonacci. If we break out and hold above 72,359, I believe we're all set to go to the moon and have an amazing time. And that moon would most likely be somewhere around $104,000. I think it's realistic for Bitcoin to hit $104,000. The next one after that is all the way up there at $174,000. That seems kind of hard for me. You know, I'm almost assuming that if this is going to be some type of crazy market, you know, that like a crazy bad market in the future, everything's going to start turning really bad once we break down below this level that we're about to break out above. So once we break back down like a $74,000 level in a few months, you know, like quarters, whatever, whenever we break down below that, that's when the next Bitcoin bear market really kicks off, if that makes sense. But, you know, there are different ways to try to adjust this. I know some of you guys want to take the log off and whatnot. And so on this one, the next level is $122,000, but below that, it's $81,000. So there may be something more of a hiccup there. I've tried to see in the past how accurate this is. Accurate, kind of accurate right there. Kind of took a little bit of time, you know. Let's go to the daily chart to kind of just shed more light on it from a day-to-day perspective. Don't freeze. There we go. Okay. You know, right? Now, it did break out above it So, you know, it's not perfect, but that's where the weekly chart usually comes in. Still okay there. Not much resistance there, to be frank. Some there. Not much there, to be frank. Not much really here, to be frank. So, you know, it hasn't been my favorite, to be honest. But maybe there's something up here on 82. But when you take off the log, it really kind of matches up pretty nicely, where you can see those few days where it just took a little bit of time to break out. You know, this one it broke out, but then, you know, resistance over here, resistance over here, resistance over here. You know, it all kind of matched up pretty nicely, even if this was actually before the Fibonacci was even made. So I'm still going with this one. I know there's you can add extra levels onto this. I just haven't because I normally don't. But if I were to try to find things that are a little more specific, you know, you could always, you know, start adding a lot more of these lines here and seeing what you could find. As far as I'm concerned with this, though, you see how nothing is actually popping up here, really, in between. Nothing. All of the lines are for things way, 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 way up there. When we're talking about Bitcoin eventually getting into the $1 million range, won't that be fun? But if I were to go back over here very fast, change up some stuff and just get rid of this template, apply defaults, slant to the right, there we go. And let's just make sure the level lines are as thick as possible. There we go. There we go. Auto. And what did I do to mess that up again? See, I'm always doing something. I could probably turn that back to being gray, can't I? Wait for it. One more. There we go. Okay. Before I mess up what I built before, I'm gonna have to redo all that math. I'm not gonna do that again. All right. Yeah, but we're basically just waiting for that nice breakout there. I was hoping there'd be some better stuff out there. Like maybe you can go over here to the Bitcoin charts from Coinbase. They're pretty much the same thing as you might imagine. Because I think Binance was having some issues last time we were talking about this. Oh, cat's meowing. Might want some here in a little bit. But maybe for something more immediate for you guys. I need to get the magnet on. There we go. You know, there is up here around 80,096. After that, though, this goes up to 165,000. So take off log, make it a little bit easier. $94,000 right there. That could be something. Again, it hasn't been the most accurate as compared to that last one, though. So we're basically just waiting for that next big hit. I hate taking log off because that chart looks freaking hideous with no log on it. Back over here to Bitcoin, though. Let's hit the log back on. There you go. Basically just trying to gear up for a large move here. 15. There we go. And is anything actually moving right now? That's the question. Turbo's trying to make a reversal, but not like say a big move. Here we go. Mog is at least trying to do something at this point in time. And hey, oh, so how I wonder how Move was working out then. Let me know how that one actually turned out. Because I know a lot of different things on the Sol network, they've been doing very, very well. Even the Ethereum network ones have been doing well just because of the ETF, but that's been more recent. Wouldn't I think we're going to see a parabolic run? Once we have some good economic data, I think we can probably go back up a little bit more. I don't know if Bitcoin itself has a parabolic run anymore. Like, it depends on what you think is parabolic. Like, for me, this is parabolic where every week we're just going in a straight, like we're just going straight up. I don't think that's the type of market we're in anymore, just because of what we've seen with all the inflation data, interest rates and stuff like that. I think we're in this mode where we really have to consolidate for a while, build up our strength, break out, consolidate for a while, break out, and so forth. We're really taking steps this cycle. And I think where you're going to see the more the parabolicness that you're probably looking for is going to be altcoins when Bitcoin takes those rests after those larger moves. Because if you still look at, like a Dogecoin, which has made a pretty good return on the investment, if you're able to buy back down here on 5 cents, 5 to 16 cents, that's still working out pretty well for you. WIF token over here, I guess I'm trying to think of older tokens. Sheeb, still working out pretty well. Ape token, that's a bad example. We don't have all the previous data. Arbitrum, bad example too. 88, here's one. 88 has not had a good reversal, actually. Maybe it will have them. But those parabolic moves that you're looking for, it's going to be from the altcoins here, trying to make that next step up, trying to make a larger move here. Making sure Loki's not in my path. But yeah, I don't think we're in that stage right now for Bitcoin to do anything more parabolic. Again, we can move up a few $1,000 in a few days, and we can have a really good time of it. For example, after we broke out here, or within this month or something, these 7 days or 14 days probably, we went up $8,000. I think we can do something like that. But as far as having something where we're just week after week after week, catapulting, I don't think we're going to be seeing that this cycle, unless we start getting rate cuts happening time after time after time. And I think I was actually just looking at Ben's Twitter a while ago. Rate cuts. I'll just look it up on X. Let's see. Well, he posted something a while ago about rate cuts, and I believe he said they were going to be they're being priced in for September, I believe. There you go. Market currently says only a 15% chance of a rate cut in July. It looks like everybody thinks it's going to be happening in September. 47% September, 46% in November, 39% in December here. So it looks like everything really kicks off in September as far as what people are pricing in. Nobody's thinking really July, and can you blame them? We still have, not the best inflation data. Let's see. Everything's staying the same. Yeah, that's realistic. Cutting a little bit more. Yeah, that seems about right. I mean, depending on what we've been seeing right now. So you might see something more parabolic happening around September. That could be August because, everybody's anticipating it, so maybe it goes up a little faster. But I would say August, September then. Doesn't mean Bitcoin can't move. I'm just talking about the big parabolic moves where Bitcoin's up like 50, 80% in a period of time. That's going to be hard for it to do. Thoughts on ADA? I know we just talked about it for a second, but I didn't do any real deep analysis on it. Let me back up here. So, at this point in time, kind of feels bearish to me, just because it looks like it's trying to break down below this 50-week moving average here. If it's able to hold, or if you are looking to buy into it, you're pretty much looking to load up into it now and waiting for something more of a reversal, popping that back up here above the 20, really, and that'll take you up here to your longer term goal around 74, 75 cents. Again, 45 to 75, that's a pretty good return on your investment there. For me, though, you're probably going to see a trend line hit right there sometime, where it'll probably go up, come back down, and if you're looking for a day trade, that might be it. I was really waiting to see if this thing would actually turn around a little bit faster. Look at the oscillators down here. It has not. Let me get rid of all these lines here very fast. The daily chart, it did fine. Eventually it got back up here. Stochastic was still kind of wobbly. RSI finally got okay right here. Everything turned to okay right here, but no green change of character. So again, hopefully, good thing you didn't buy there. Change of character here. Everything was telling you to buy a little bit here. It only worked for a few days. And again, you ran into a level of resistance, got rejected off of it. So maybe if it's able to start breaking out a little bit more, that could be a little bit of a nicer move. But it's definitely at a big level of support. If it breaks down below that support, I mean, it's coming all the way back down here towards 33 cents. So I'd be really careful about it. Right now, it's definitely pointing towards more of a bearish move than a bullish move, though. Hopefully this thing can get turned around with something more of a sort of a jolt from the system, if you will. That jolt might be the best thing here. But I don't trade 88 all too much. Just really focus on that support level down here. It's at about 42, 43 cents. There you go. See if Bitcoin. I'm waiting to see if Bitcoin can really bounce off today. That's really the goal here for a lot of us. Bitcoin seems to be trying to drive with the emergency brake on. Do you think parabolic will happen before or after the first rate cut? I think we can. So again, I don't think we're going to have a parabolic run until we officially have some type of big announcement. Whether something is imminent, then I think you could have that when people start to price it in. But as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to those parabolic runs, I don't know how much I'm expecting Bitcoin to go parabolic as much as I'm expecting altcoins to really take off. And I mean like altcoin season, where you see Bitcoin kind of going up kind of gradually, having some really big pops every now and again, some sideways moves, but altcoins giving you the thousands and thousands of percent profit without even looking at, what would you even want to call that? Without looking at leverage. Like you hold a position, you hold it for like a month or something, and it goes up 1,000%. That craziness, that's going to require the rate cut. That's going to require us to all be really crazy, agreed to be at like, crazy levels of high and things like that. We're not anywhere close to that. And actually, when it comes to that type of stuff, I actually encourage you guys to look at Benjamin, because he'll be talking about a lot of this stuff, alts to Bitcoin, Bitcoin to something else, Bitcoin to gold. He talks about it all. Some things are really interesting, some things are kind of boring. It's all your personal preference, right? But this is something interesting. He said, last cycle we saw the Fed cut rates 1 month after altcoin Bitcoin pairs broke down. Altcoin Bitcoin pairs broke down in June 2019, and then the Fed cut in July. Now we are already hearing chatter from the ECB about rate cuts, European central banks. Maybe the Fed is not going to be too far behind. And you can kind of see what he's trying to share there. And again, this is where me and him kind of differ on this type of stuff, because you see how we've already broken through that line like a shit ton of times. Like a shit ton of times. It's hard for me to keep using that when it's already been like, it's not a good line to use. Does that make sense? However, that same type of sentiment, though, is when we actually do have a larger breakdown. I think maybe that could be something more of a catalyst. But as far as I see, when I see this type of stuff, I'm like, that line, it hasn't been that useful. Like if you try to do that same type of talk when things are breaking down below the line over here, it just doesn't really work as much. However, the overall sentiment, I think, is the still important thing that I would ask you guys to check him out with. Total crypto market cap still doing just fine. Total Bitcoin spot ETF holdings still doing very, very well right now. And if I go over here to cryptoslate.com and I'll get some of the news, there's some good news happening here. So Bitcoin exchange balances declined to 5-year lows. Major outflows from Binance and Coinbase signal long-term holding strategies. So again, just as a reminder, don't be afraid to just buy something and hold on to it for a very long time. That seems to be where a lot of the big money is doing at this point in time. They're not trying to trade the market because, of course, it is very difficult. But just buy some Bitcoin on Coinbase, buy some Bitcoin on Binance, move it over somewhere private and safe, and then just forget about it. And we'll see how long they can forget about it. Or if Bitcoin hits 100,000, like, oh shit, we better sell this stuff before it goes back down to like 50,000. You never know. Because I'm really excited at the end of the day to see what the next floor for Bitcoin will be. Because, it may be 80,000, maybe 70,000, maybe 50,000, maybe 40,000, maybe 20,000. I don't know, right? But that floor is going to be a very interesting one, because we have all this extra money. I bet the floor will be no less than 40,000, maybe at the worst. I think that's something reasonable for us. As in a large jump, maybe 25 to 50K. No, I mean, so parabolic to me, it's not just the size of the move up. It's the time as well. I don't think we're going to have a large move like that within a certain period of time that's going to be like parabolicness, where you can imagine a chart going straight like that. I don't think we're going to have that. I think that for that, this cycle is pretty much over. I think Bitcoin will have its nice rallies. It'll go high. It'll still have these consolidation periods because we're going to be so focused on inflation and that type of crap. But altcoins will still have a good idea of how to go. Like Bitcoin will make these big jumps. It's going to have to consolidate longer than normal. So that parabolicness is like parabolic, but with steps. So it doesn't look like parabolic at the end of the day, Excuse me. Let me see how my Fairdesk positions are actually doing too, because a lot of them are still kind of down here. Now, okay, we're up like 35 bucks. So that's good. Don't get me wrong. The bonk is up 100%. Or even let me move this over here so my head isn't actually Can I do it like this way? I can. Look at that. Okay. That way I can show you guys everything going on here. So, you know, the bonk is doing well. The Floki's doing well. Pepe's doing well. I should have added more money in Pepe. That's what I should have been doing. But I got some money to be tossing in here later on this week. Shiba's still not up enough. Ape token's still down. API 3 is doing okay right now. What else is there? Arbitrum isn't doing so hot. This thing really took a dip over the past few weeks, especially. AVAX is still down a little bit here. Book of Meme is up. Bitcoin is up. Seller is down a little bit here. Ethereum is up. So there's definitely a mixed bag here, and I'm just waiting for some of these things to really pop off. Like, I think ICP is going to be great, but I need a dollar cost average this thing. This thing is down 68% with the 2x leverage. That means since I bought it, it's like down like 30%, which means I have not averaged into this properly. So that means I bought it once over here, perhaps? Yeah, because I only bought this once. Oh, I might have bought it on a crash day. Yeah, and it just kept on coming down. You see how it's at this larger level of support right now? It's going to try to break out. Maybe what I'll do is I'll add another 50 bucks into it. Again, I'm not going crazy with these dollar cost averages and stuff like that, but it'll just be enough to get this down a little bit here. And there we go, right? That's enough. I don't need to have my average be exactly where the price is at. Anything else? Filecoin's down a little bit here. We got Jasmy. I know we've been talking about Jasmy here for a little bit today. Jasmy's doing pretty well. Lever is doing pretty well here as well. Some of these tokens I just put a little bit of money in here to have fun. Other ones I should have put a lot more money, a lot more money into this stuff. But 500 bucks a week is no joke. So Mana is not doing so hot. Meme is doing a little bit better now. I'm happy Meme is doing better. RLC, thank God, is doing good. I have a lot of money in RLC, and one of the reasons, especially in this portfolio here, that's especially because RLC. If I go over here very fast. It has a $240 million market cap. It's not necessarily the largest, but it's large enough where I think people can latch onto it and try to have some fun during the next big rally that we see. Usually those low market caps have been working out pretty well for me, I would have to say. But again, where was I just at? Everything else is more mixed. Like WIF, True, sure, they're up a little bit more. True is actually doing pretty well here. World tokens down a little bit, about 3-4%. XRP's down 27%. I'm still holding XRP. I don't care what anybody says. I'm holding XRP. I'm waiting for that lawsuit to finish up, and then we'll see how much profit that ends up making me. And then ZRX is down 32%. So overall, I'm happy with the portfolio. But all it's telling me, just kind of like how Bitcoin's price is, I'm positive. You know, I've been dollar cost averaging. Luckily, a lot of my averages were below where the price is now because of how the week's structured out. So I'm profitable right now. That's good news. However, it'd be better if Bitcoin just obviously broke out and went crazy. That makes it a lot easier for me to make some money here, a lot easier. So you know, let's hope for that one there. And maybe I'll try to buy some more tokens here as well. Because what I'm about to do, I told you guys I'm gonna get some more money from Blowfin here to do some trades with you guys. And I'm gonna be curious to see what low market cap tokens I can find. Because what I really want to do is I'm thinking of doing some longer term trades, okay, on Blowfin. But it's going to be something more of a really high risk portfolio. If you guys recall, you know, when I use Blowfin and I look at some of their charts and stuff, I can only pull it up. This one takes a minute here because I have to use my authenticator on my phone. There we go, and authenticator. Log in here. Where's that number? There we go. There you go. I hate when the authenticator changes right before you can finish it. There you go. Okay. Let's move this along here. Futures. So maybe what I can do here for you guys too, because I only have the one trade in here right now, and that's the turbo trade. But you see how they have everything layered in here? So maybe if I want to go with a new token or an AI token or a meme token, something like that, I can kind of see what my options are, and I can kind of go through here and do some research on them. You guys mostly know a lot of these meme tokens. I would have to believe so, right? That's how come I bought Turbo. Silly is the next one I'm going to be buying, but Silly ran away from me. So I wasn't too happy with that one. But again, if I go to coinmarketcap.com, what do? I go over here to memes. I'm looking for those high risk tokens. And again, I know I told you guys high risk, but it is high risk. And you go over here and you're looking for Silly. Or actually, better yet, let's just type it in. Don't want to waste time going through it. It's number 675, and the market cap right now is $33 million. When I shared this with you guys last week before I left, the market cap was still at $25 million. You see how fast these things can leave you if you're not watching what's happening? And hey, Lux Guy, thank you very, very much for the, not super chat, but gifted memberships. I really do appreciate it, man. And T. Dillard, say thank you. C. Morality, say thank you. Maddox, say thank you. Cytamine Love, say thank you. And I Am Embarrassing, thank you. And hey, Lux Guy, I appreciate it a lot. I really do. And hopefully, I don't know, hopefully you bought into Skilly last week when I was talking about it, because I sure didn't. I totally forgot about it. But stuff like that is what I'm going to be doing here. And like things like 1,000, I have no idea what Rats is, honestly. So if I see it on there, and I see it's a meme token, Rats. Ordinals. So there's a few Rats on here, which always makes me kind of hesitate. This is lowercase rat, that's uppercase rats. No, but this is all uppercase. So 16542 at 1,000. Which means the price would be something with a 16 in it, right? 16, yeah, that's okay. So this one, this has a $164 million market cap right here. So again, smaller market cap plays, much more risky, but I kind of want to have some fun and buy some of these up, and this is a personal choice of mine. So you guys will see me doing a lot of those plays going forward. Even stuff over here like the trending tokens, whatever's doing well. For me, it's not something I prefer to do. I'm a meme guy, AI guy. You can, you know, there's so much stuff in here, right? You like metaverse, whatever. I like to filter some, basically. But if you see something that has a low market cap and you can't find it in many other places, hence that's why I like Blowfin right now, you can buy it and you can trade with leverage and it should do fairly well. So I'm still hoping a lot of this stuff will do well in the future. But it's going to be a big... a big high risk portfolio, which would be a lot of fun. And I also have part of the portfolio kind of built in with Bitcoin that just give it a little bit of a protection in case something bad happens with leverage. But I believe most of these positions will be something in the realm of 2 to 3x leverage. I don't believe I'm going to go higher than that at all, just to protect the integrity of the portfolio and make sure, again, we don't have anything really bad happening there. Because from all the positions we've been opening up, all the dollar cost averaging we're doing, we're profitable right now, which is fantastic. But we haven't seen those parabolic gains that I think all of you guys are looking for, which is hence comes from the altcoins, not all the other stuff that we've been talking about. But again, I think it'll come, guys. I think it'll definitely come. So let me go over here very fast, because I wanted to see if there's anything else going on with Bitcoin. Because I know Bitcoin's slow today, and so I'm not going to try to hype it up too much here. We're still going sideways. Sideways is better than down. People are still giving you a reason to buy. You know, breakout bull run begins. We're going to see. And again, for those of you guys just joining, all Bitcoin really needs to do is break above this level of 72,359. I think I made this using a monthly chart a while back. Let's see. Is that it or something like that? Yeah. Around then, we should be pretty good for actually making some larger moves in the future. It's just kind of a waiting game right now, somewhere around that point. But once we have that next big breakout, we're really cleared up towards $100,000. After that, things get a little bit more tricky. I'm going to be scaling out during that process a lot of the positions I bought when Bitcoin was down below. You know, I'm thinking of more of the end game scenario here, where I'm thinking of like, when should I start selling up like 10% of my altcoins, you know, 20% of my altcoins, 50%. Same with Bitcoin. No. All right, back over here very fast. There we go. All right. I let Bonk get away from me too for now. Well, remember, if you guys go, whether it's coinmarketcap.com or it's something else, if you just go over here to memes, the other one would be Slate, Crypto Slate. You can go down, you can go through all the meme coins over here, and it doesn't take long before you get to like a $16 million meme coin, a $15 million meme coin. It happens pretty darn fast. And usually, the ones I'm looking at right now, as far as these high risk ones, they are stuff that are relatively new, either on Solana or Ethereum, and their market cap is between 20 million, or it can even be down to 10 million, and about 100 million. And there's a nice handful of those things to be looking at. Of course, the higher the market cap right now, the better opportunity you guys are going to have to make some money off of it. But right now, like, Grok, I mean, we've been talking about these for the past few weeks here, but, actually, listen, in the past 30 days, Grok is up 53%, Snek is up 20%, AI Doge is up 50%, Pepe Fork is down 9%, so maybe avoid that one. Catwolf Hat is up 1,000%, that's kind of crazy. Kishu Inu is up 54%, Samo's up 88%, so these are all moving pretty well here. And so maybe next time they cool off a little bit, maybe they're cooling off maybe a little bit soon, you can buy into them, or realistically, because the market cap is so low, you might as well just keep dollar cost averaging into it. It could be $5 a week, it could be $5 a day, it could be $1 a day, $20 a week, whatever you had to do, Just make sure you have enough meat on the bone to get some good profit here. Even with the trade I made with for me and my grandfather, I remember, let me see if I can find that one. That was because you guys were telling me about Turbo, because I saw it, but I was like, what the heck is Turbo? And one of you guys mentioned that was an AI token, that meme token that was built by AI. And I was like, oh, this is the best of both worlds. I can totally, put some money on that. And my grandfather gave me $1,000 to invest in the market, so I put a little bit of money in there for him. And so now he's looking pretty dandy with his returns, and same with me. But remember, I think I shared this one with you. Yeah. This was the Turbo trade with only a 3x leverage. So you guys don't even have to use leverage. You guys could go with the spot trade if you guys want to. You guys can go with a 2x trade if you guys want to. And if you really feel crazy, you can go with a 5x trade. But 5x trade, wow, the leverage can get out of hand really fast, especially because these tokens can go down 50%, up 100%, down 80%. They can do a lot of shady stuff, a lot of scary stuff. So typically, I'd say 2 or 1 is prevalent, or the best choice maybe. 3x, like I did, it can, you can be down over 100% in a matter of days, which I was for a while, but I have enough cap on the sidelines to kind of keep everything going, which is always a bonus, right? So right now, you could be looking at Samo. Samo seems like it could be interesting. You just have to go over here, and you have to really go into the market, which is always the hardest thing. So you can see right now, it's on OKX, it's on Radium, Orca, Kraken, Gate.io, Mexi, BitGet, a lot of places that are not available in the United States. So you might have to go down the list a little bit. None of those places are available for me. None of them are available for me. None of them are available for me. None of them are available for me. So I don't actually have the ability to buy this. What I would do instead is probably try to find some way to swap for it instead. But that's kind of difficult. Maybe some of you guys who are more inclined with the VPNs and stuff, you guys can do your little workaround and whatnot. But it's going to be more difficult. Let's just let's face it. But once it's available on maybe an exchange in the United States, this can be a Blowfin, a Fairdesk, it can be a Binance US, anything out there. As much as people use Binance in the US anymore. Whenever they find it, then it'll start to get some real good traction on top of it. Even something more on the lines of a Coinbase, Crypto.com. I think that'd be very good. I first found Mog on Crypto.com, so that's the way I was able to buy it. Seems to work out pretty well so far. I'm going to keep on holding those types of things. But sometimes you can't even buy leverage with it if even if you wanted to. Like Ducko right here. This one's pretty interesting. At this point, Smog, Super Trump. Trump's going through a whole bunch of shit right now. He got found guilty of 34 counts. And so his supporters are 100% behind him. The Democrats are toss him in jail. It's a freaking fiasco. But that's drama. That's news. That can pump up a freaking cryptocurrency like nothing else. Optimus AI. So this seems like an AI token in the meme category at a $33 million valuation. Market cap. I would actually try to get into this one a little bit here and see where it goes. So again, is this somewhere where I could buy it? Let's see. We'll wait. No. Gate.io, Mexi, and BitGet are the only options here. I cannot wait till I move to Panama or Thailand, wherever I'm freaking moving next year, because then I'll be able to trade all this stuff. a lot earlier, and I'll just show you guys how the positions are doing. That way you guys can stay up to date. Because again, what I'm going to be doing here pretty soon is I'm going to try to start buying up a lot more meme coins. I'm not talking about $1,000 into every single meme coin. $20, $50, $100, you know, however much I want to put in here. And you can already see that's going to be a challenge for me based on how many options I have. However, Bitcoin's trying to continue breaking out. When it comes to those really small market cap tokens that I personally don't know much about yet, it's going to be so much more of a gamble that I'm going to have to try to do something. I'm going to have to rely on you guys a lot, and then just kind of see what's on Twitter, and then also see if I can find out what Zach XBT is talking about every now and again, because there's so much risk in those markets that I think you have to be very, very careful and treat the money, any investments into that type of system, as a pure gamble. Like literally like casino, you're betting everything on black, you're betting everything on red, or a number on the root. It's probably even more like a roulette on the number table with like 5 zeros or something like that on the table. That's how hard it's going to be for me to make money off of those memes. But nonetheless, I will try to have some fun with you guys and do that. I just, you know, I don't want to be, it's like I don't want to be running a slot channel that makes you guys want to throw all of your money into slots. I think that's probably my only worry right there. And thanks, Dilo. I'm excited for it. I'm really excited for it. There's a whole bunch of stuff I'm looking to do here pretty soon. Really, you know, just dollar cost average, make money, work on the channel, get stuff really rolling here. I think things are going to work out for Bitcoin pretty well here. We're just really in a slow slog waiting for this economic data to really turn out good for us. And once all that stuff hits, everything will be a lot better. And, you know, it'll take some time for sure, but there's still a whole bunch of stuff that we can do to have some fun here. As long as you guys understand the risk associated with it. Like even buying Bitcoin right now, my God. Like some people shouldn't buy Bitcoin just because if Bitcoin fell from like 68,000 where it is right now to 67,000, they'd panic and sell. It's that type of stuff that freaks me out a little bit. Remember, I got on this YouTube train with Dogecoin, and you guys remember how bad the Dogecoin stuff was. That was rough. That's a golden cross for Dogecoin. Let me see which time frame. Maybe the daily time frame. The 15-minute has a good one right there. That one could actually pop up. Daily chart. Okay, so how have the last few been with this one? It's been worked out pretty well there. Pretty well there. This is a 50 we're talking about. Yeah. Got there. That one, I would still say worked out okay. Okay. A little bit late, but I would say that's okay. That was a news event with Elon. Okay. I would say historically, I mean, I guess I've said this before, but I always want to double check before I start spewing stuff. Historically, this has actually been a pretty good sign for Dogecoin. Now, one of the things you are seeing here, just as a little bit of a worrying thing, is hey, we did break down. We have not broken down below that support level or this order block, so I think that'd be fine. So if you are looking to buy right now, you're probably having a stop loss close to maybe like 1479.1479. I wouldn't have it all the way down here because your profit isn't going to be all the way sky high. You're probably looking for like a 2-to-1 ratio. So if that level is just long or short, okay, good. So if you want to have your stop loss right over there, 1.5 at least, yeah, 1.5 at least. Your price target to be up here around 0.18412, or realistically up here 2 to 3%, 2 to 3 ratio, which I think is a little bit better. You're looking more for 20 cents, and 20 cents I think is respectable. But when I look at these order blocks, if I want to just make sure I have a trade, I sell it. Maybe I'm not expecting to break it or anything like that. I just sell slightly below it, and slightly below it might be something around like 19 cents, maybe even 19.5. And that still gives you like a 2 ratio there, which means it's actually like worth your time to invest in this at this point in time. Let me double check some things here though. I just wanted to see how the weekly charts are, because the daily chart is swinging bearish right now, just like Bitcoin's is. The weekly chart is still bearish here, turned bearish a few weeks ago. Still kind of holding on. Hasn't broken down below the 20 though. This is a good level of support over here. Not the best over here. Let's see. Usually a level of support though, so maybe if it comes back down a little bit, that might be an opportunity for you to buy here, maybe later on this week or next week. But until then, I would say the daily chart still doesn't have momentum to really be buying up much. Maybe the 4-hour chart does. No, it's been having higher lows. I'm seeing lower highs and still grinding on. you might be able to play this up here towards the 50. So maybe a small trade. 28. But whatever consolidation that happens historically, once you have that golden cross, it does end up making that larger move there. So that's not what I'd be worried about too much. It might just have to come back down a little bit more before that. Maybe more of a two-pronged entry when maybe you try to buy a little bit today, a little bit over the next few days. But it should try to have a move up if you're lucky for that day trade. And then the real hardship is the swing trade. That's where you're talking about coming all the way up here towards 20 cents. And again, that's going to be a little more of a difficult play, which is why I'd say maybe around 19 cents. Be a little bit easier for you to maintain. And you can see over the past few months, you know, back over here in April, you see how the highs really haven't changed all too much. It's going out higher, but kind of more gradual. I think that's where the 20 cent range will kind of give you more room to breathe. How's the dollar index doing too? Yeah, and again, we're still waiting for the dollar index to break down here. If we have that breakdown, I do think Bitcoin could eventually make a larger move, and that can fix a lot of the problems that we're seeing. You know, when you go back here and look at some of the meme tokens that we've been looking at, maybe some look at Bonk. Bonk was bearish for a while, then it turned bullish over here again. Everything turning green, change of characters, whatnot. Even if you bought right here, you've been very happy with the response if you had a leverage trade. Over here with the short, you're happy, but you know, let's focus on the longs here because everybody wants to buy. 4-hour charts working out in your favor, went up. Record structures, you know, I like to just look at the change of characters. Change of character worked out, green, green, still good. Change of character, green, green, good to go. Moved up a little bit higher. Change of character, red right here for Bonk. So again, it's across meme tokens. You see a little more bearishness here. Bitcoin at the same time here, as we look at this, it is in a red change of character too. So lower highs, trying to find some stability on the bottom, not doing a good job so far, but you know, it doesn't seem like the best opportunity to be buying right now overall for much stuff, unless you're looking for some type of potential breakout coming up soon. Hopefully Bitcoin can just kind of shatter that perception and break out tomorrow though. Hey, what is is it buy to dip the coin, or let me know what it is? And I don't know what Noda coin is. Let me know what your question is about it. And hey, Umbrella, happy to see you, my man. And hey, Ram, happy to see you too. I'm definitely happy to be back here. Bitcoin's taking a little bit of a drop right now. This is a 15-minute chart, so it's not too dramatic, but Bitcoin's been so boring that everything looks so dramatic at the at this point in time here. Really looks a little bit more dramatic. And AT limit orders. I mean, that probably seems like the best way to go because again, oh, sorry, you okay? Every time I move my seat, Loki's like sitting behind me, so it gives me a little bit of a panic attack when he comes over and he's like, hey, you okay? Yeah. Here, you guys can take a couple seconds to see Loki here. Ready? Come here, Loki, come here. Come here. What are you doing? Come here. Up. Come on. I like how it has to be hyped up for it. Yeah. Yeah. You like to tear up my shirts, don't you? That's okay. Do you want a little treat? A little pill pop. You know, and I have a cigar to smoke with you guys too. I just forgot about it. Oh, wants to come the long way. Ooh, yum, 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 yum. Who doesn't like peanut butter flavor? Am I right? All right, let's get back over here very fast. Probably feeling a week or so. Yeah, I mean, again, the way I describe what Bitcoin's doing, and I hate saying it like this because it just sounds so weird. Because you know the way I try to itemize things in the market, it's the same phrase as before I left for Texas. This is what I call bearish neutral. So, on the weekly chart, we are still bearish neutral, where the MACDs and whatnot are still bearish. The stochastic is still bearish. No, the stochastic is actually bullish now, and the RSI is now bearish. There we go. Sorry. And so because that, this is kind of that more bearish neutral mentality. The daily charts, I would actually say, are more bullish neutral, right? Overall, the weekly charts always kind of branch out, but we're doing fine. There's been no chaotic mess. Yeah, at the end of the day, everybody that's mad at Bitcoin right now, how could you be mad at Bitcoin being at like $68,000? I mean, come on now. Just a few weeks ago, you guys know the world was falling apart. We had high CPI debt every freaking month. We were down at 56,000, and we could have went all the way down to like 50,000, 40,000. Remember, who was it? Tame the Art called it for $40,000, right? The bottom of this move that we saw over here. Everybody was like on edge, and it was horrible. Right now, we're chill. We could be looking at a drop today. That's not that's not entirely out of the question, but a drop would still only take us back down to like what, $65,000. That's perfectly fine. Altcoins have been making some really good returns. Look at Miro's coming back up here. Baby Doge has been doing fine, kind of fine. Let me go to something that's not meme token. ICP still holding strong after its initial move, not really doing much, but again, not falling off a rock. GTC coming back up, especially today. KDA looking for an opportunity. Ooh, KDA is oversold. I might have to buy this one up here pretty soon. Yeah, KDA, that's a little good. GTC, we talked about that one. FTM already made that move back up here. Gala looking to make that move back up. We haven't talked about Gala, looks like since mid-May. And it had a spike, I guess, to the area, but that's not what I was hoping for. And we're waiting for that next big move here. Because, oh yeah, the Golden Cross hasn't happened. So look at Gala here, guys. Gala may be a good opportunity for a day trade here, or even a 2 to 3 day hold. Popcat still doing okay, still holding after that initial move. Turbo is such a random case. Let's not talk about that. RNDR still consolidating. World Token still consolidating. This thing kind of had a parabolic move in itself. How far did this thing run up though? From these lows, it ran up like, yeah, 500%, 480%. So it's okay for stuff like that to cool down. But when you're looking at a lot of this stuff, it does make you wonder because again, Death Cross is incoming, huge level of support. Are they going to break down or not? I'm hoping that they don't. Even though the technicals for all these charts are bearish, Bitcoin in and of itself isn't bearish now, which is why I'm holding on to all these other assets. There we are. Back that away very fast. And there we go. All right. Kind of. It's so hard to look at this chart and be like, oh, wow, that's an amazing looking chart, isn't it? Seeing, hey, Bill, salute. Thank you. My man, can you check out Ethereum? Yeah, what's the question about Ethereum? I can check it out. They say, Bitcoin buy or sell? Bitcoin's doing nothing right now. I'm like, look at this, dude. Nothing is happening with Bitcoin. I mean, like, if you want to, it's gradually going up if that's the play you want to do, but there's not really much happening with Bitcoin now. You look at the 4-hour chart, it's still looking pointed to be a little more bearish here. Maybe if you wanted to buy, you would have a stop loss placed around 63,340, and then you might have a sell target close by around 70,000 to 70,100. You're scalping right now. You're not doing anything of great importance, unfortunately, here. Maybe in the early morning hours, you might actually have a larger move. The weekly chart is still pointing towards more consolidation. More consolidation generally means we just kind of continue going sideways here with maybe another dip back down here to 64, 65,000, then pushing back up again up here towards 71, $70,000. And again, going through that painful, boring, day by day of just watching it go a little bit up, a little bit down, a little bit up, a little bit down. And ultimately give this a few more weeks here. Over here on the 12th, a few more days from now, that's when you have CPI data coming out. And actually, I think it was the 12th, wasn't it? I'll have to double check again for you guys. But in a couple weeks from now, second week of the month, I believe, we will have CPI data. That CPI data will be the catalyst for us actually breaking out, going to all-time highs in a more meaningful way. I think we could actually break out above this level sometime this week or next week. But to get that big boom, I think the CPI is going to be needed. The only way I think we're going to break out besides the CPI, without the CPI, sorry guys, is that we don't have to worry as much about the dollar index. Remember, this sucker is about to break down here, hopefully. And if we do, I'm not saying it's going all the way back down and having a really bad, abysmal, few weeks or something. But it could definitely come back down here to maybe 103. And again, a couple weeks later, CPI is like right there. Then we could start having a more aggressive move when it comes to CPI being very, very good for us, which would mean it's a lower inflation number. Hopefully, if we're lucky, it'll be lower than expectations. More realistically, it won't. It'll just be meeting expectations. But even meeting expectations, that's still going to be enough for us to, no more rate hikes and just, we're still on the path. We're on the right track, and the right track is a good place to be. Like, let's see. There we are. So we've been pretty much doing nothing the past year. Inflation has been freaking horrible. I'm probably with you guys. We all thought inflation was going to get better really fast because if you look at the past 5 years, you saw how this sucker was going down for a while. All of a sudden, boom, hit a wall. We have just not been having the best time. However, May is coming up here pretty soon. We'll start to know the forecast pretty soon, and that forecast will tell us enough. Remember, back in April, the consensus was 3.4%. The actual was 3.5%, and it was absolutely terrible. April was terrible. Let me pull up Bitcoin here. Right, April over here. Around the 12th is when the numbers came out. You see how it led to just a whole bunch of bad news, right? Now, we bottomed off a little bit. We consolidated. We waited for the next 12th. Boom, we had good news. Came up. Now, and again, that wasn't even beating expectations. That just met expectations. And that's good. That is good. Now, for this one, again, we just want to meet expectations. But if you want to see Bitcoin rip to the heavens, it would have to be something. It'd be something below those expectations to really give us an idea to say, hey, rate cuts are definitely going to happen by this date. For us, that might be more likely to be September still. And once we know for a fact it's going to happen in September, you'll see more money being deployed in anticipation of that because everybody's pricing it in. And then, of course, when it actually happens, that'll be the next big move here. A lot of altcoins going. Altcoin season really kicking off at the end of summer, the fall territory. That's going to be the fun time for us. But that's if everything kind of works out from an economic data point of view here. Any Tony thoughts on Peng? What about Peng in particular? Scalping, that's all there is? At this point, you are right. There's nothing to be trading right now. It kind of sucks with Bitcoin. Scalping really is your best friend. But even with these scalps, man, you got to be trading with some really high leverage. Like, let's say, I'm trying to think of a trade that actually worked over here. None of these trades really worked because they worked it out. They really worked. Like, anytime there was a stop loss, it just, like, it hit you hard. Well, let's say you bought, let's get to go to the 5-minute chart. Okay, there we go. Let's say you bought right here, and you sold at the very tippy top. Okay, you got lucky here. It's like a great trade. That move was like 0.71%. So, I mean, you're looking to trade with like 30, 40, 50 minimum just to get some good profit out of it. And even after that, would the fees allow you to even make a good profit? That really depends. None of these other ones, the 5 really worked out. I mean, this is just smart money. It's nothing really important here, but you get what I'm trying to say. Even if you're going over here for some of these smaller ones, tick by tick, no, definitely more of a rough time for people out there today. But again, that's why, normally we're sitting on our hands. Like, if you guys want something to trade, that's why I told you guys earlier today I had a few things you guys could look at. I know one of them was not a coin. Yeah, then Ondo, AXS, TIA seem to be doing okay today. Those are things I'd be looking to day trade. If it doesn't have a lot of volatility like Bitcoin now, there's no real reason to be trading it. Not a token, not coin would be something else. If you're looking for something more aggressive, then you have to go like to the next 200 or so. Hit that there, then boom. What's popping? People, Pixel, Cat and a Dog's New World. I think that's a meme coin as well, so that might even give you more traction than other tokens out there. But you have to be able to find those things to trade. So again, if you guys are looking for some of them, I know they're on Blowfin though, because Blowfin has those low market cap tokens. Faradesk doesn't, but Faradesk has a lot, higher leverage and stuff like that. So let me know what you guys think about some of those tokens if you guys decide to buy them, because I myself am going to be making a portfolio pretty soon. I just have to talk to my guy working at Blowfin right now. I met one of his friends over at not Celsius, Consensus. And he was a really, really great guy. We chilled and drink. He bought me a beer, so that was very, very nice. And hey, Domir Shah, holding waves, USTD entry 3. So let me just pull up waves very fast. Thanks for being precise with the question. That actually can help you out. Otherwise, I'm just kind of like, don't know what you guys are asking exactly. What day trading, scalping, whatever it may be. So waves entry 232.32. So you're up a little bit right now. That's good. So let me just put that line here as a mental reference. I'm assuming somewhere right there. Day before yesterday. Day before yesterday. So you must have bought, no. $2.32, 32. Well, that's not from yes. Maybe it's a daily chart, so maybe Binance is just off from where you bought it. That could be happening here. What would you, should there be sell target? Thanks. I was thinking of 8.8 PR. Should I get at 2.6? Wait, $8.08. I mean, for that, I mean, that's not so much of a, oh, it's going to happen like in the next week or something. That's more of like, hey, you're buying and you're holding and you're just going to wait for that level to hit. Because again, go to the weekly chart. Look what's happened in the past. It's definitely going to hit $8 again. That's no problem. For that one, that's a fine target. You could even instead, if you wanted to have something be a little bit more firm, you know, or not firm, more dependable than just that flat target, I would actually look to see what the 200 weekly moving average is doing during that time frame. You already have the golden cross. It's already been moving and having these higher highs over time. I would probably just wait for it to hit that eventually up here towards $8.70, whatever that is. $8.30. What is it at actually? I can find the exact number. $8.32 about. That's where I might have that target instead there. Now, as far as, let's see. So, oh, but it's only $3. Okay, so $3, 50x leverage into. Okay, so that's fine. So with the 50x leverage, it's a much harder to swing because, well, I guess you do have the extra cap on the side. I'm assuming that if you're doing that like a 50x trade, but you know, if it goes down like just like 20%, that's 20 times 50. That's, even if it's $3, it still adds up to be a lot. So just be careful of that. But if you're looking for maybe a scale out part, you know, over the next few days, we just want to lock in some profit, then I would totally just go for this order block up here, just slightly below like we talked about before. So instead of aiming for 325, 330, 340 levels, I might just aim for something around $2.97 to $3, kind of matching up with this level of resistance right here. That could be something good in the short term. Because again, you have a golden cross happening. This will probably lead to something of a larger move, but it's going to take some time, and I don't know how those fees are going to be working out for you. So just keep in mind how much of those fees are coming out of the trade, or if the fees are coming out of your overall portfolio, you know, or maybe here a trading bonus if you trade enough, the fees will get taken out of that. Yeah. And also be careful of going from a scalp to a swing trade. A scalp from a swing trade, like so many rules get changed that it'll really mess with your stop losses and stuff. Like if you have a position up right now with the 50x leverage position, your stop loss realistically is right here at this level, this low, $2.17 or $2.18. It's right there. And the reason I say that, even with this scalp here, you know, with the swing trade, it can be all the way down here, you know, at $2 if you wanted to. But what that means, oh, and again, your position up right here. That's 6, you know, that's 6 times 50. That's like 300% loss if it were to hit that. And so that stops you from losing 400%, 500%, whatever would come down here. Like if it's 11% that's saving you a lot of a lot of potential losses right there, which is why I say the stop loss might be something where around 217. That's where I'd have it at least. You know, I have my own way of trading, but I don't trade long term or swing trades with high leverage, and it's mostly because of the way the fees are structured. I'll pull this back up here to Bitcoin though, so I can a 15-minute chart here very fast. There you go. Last year I lost my account. I lost my password. I left it alone 3 days ago. I checked it, fixing everything, and I'm making everything the whole change in the whole world. Evelyn. What? Oh. Okay. Sorry. Look, it was snoring like a weirdo. Last year I had my account, lost my password, I had left alone 3 days ago, and I checked it, fixing everything in the, what we call? And the one making everything, the whole change in the world, Evelyn, the fixing everything, Evelyn, this is so what I see, hackers and fake people logging and scam people. I don't know what that means, but if you lost an account and got it back, congratulations. People USDT just moved up 66% with 5x leverage. Oh, people just moved, I see you have a trade open, there you go. I have a people trade open as well. It's not a day trade though, but it is a longer term trade. And look at that. People's been good overall. I started buying people way back over here though. Let's see. I'm happy I didn't sell it though, but mine's a spot trade. It's not even a futures trade. So good job on the futures trade right there. Let me see. People. Let's see right here. I'm just moving up. If you guys are looking at something like people right now, move up quite a bit. Do not FOMO into this, please. It'll just wreck your life. But it's always nice to enjoy watching a spike like this happen. Because again, if you guys can always do this yourself. But look at this. It only has a market cap of like 639 million, which is, you know, it used to be a lot less, of course, because it's up 50% today. But it's easier for it to actually have these really nice pops right now. Let me see. It's still trying to ride. I mean, I'm looking at Miro go up a little bit here too. Miro is also popping. Baby Doge is not. STMX is, oh, STMX is having a grind actually. Book of Meme is going. So meme tokens right now are having a little bit of a thriving. That's Pepe, Floki. Milady's not doing too much here. Popcat's up a little bit over the past few minutes. Turbo's up 10%. Magas hasn't moved up a lot yet. Maybe Mog will be lagging here, so maybe we'll keep an eye on that one. But I think things are working out pretty well. Let's see. I better go back up with people very fast. But yeah, it's definitely having a nice move right now. That is actually a beautiful move right here. Just stick to day trading though, guys. Unless you guys have already had a swing trade or you guys are looking at dollar cost average into it, be careful. Those long-term leverage trades can be painful if you guys have too much leverage there. Yeah, it shouldn't be terrible though. Alright, but okay, buddy, I'm going to call it a night here. I'm going to start streaming again tomorrow, and we're going to do more and more streams here coming up. I do like this new little overlay panel that I have, but get ready for more streams and more update videos going on. And I'm also going to keep you guys updated about all the events that I go to as well, just so you guys know what's coming on. I'm not going to be streaming later on tonight because I'm still kind of tired from Texas, but I think what I'm going to do tomorrow is try to go live around the market closing, and then again towards 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock, and I think that'll be probably the best way to go for it. Okay, so see you guys a little bit later, and thanks for watching.